So welcome to the start of the second day of GIEQs 5. We thought that at this early morning hour, some of you might have some interest in hearing about the new developments from the GIEQs Foundation. We hope to remain, hope that we are and hope to remain at the forefront of medical education, and in medical education, primarily in the virtual space. So I wonder if we can first start with a discussion about the new website functionality. So this year we have heavily invested in the technology under the hood of the website to make it run more fast, to make it run more reliably, and to bring you the content that you want faster. So significant criticism I think that we have received about the site was that there was so much content on there, people didn't know where to start. Is this something that you've both heard?
Yeah, I agree, David. I mean, the USP of the site is that we have tagging. So it allows you to jump to the place in the video of the thing you want. But the problem is you need a search facility to get in there. And if the search facility wasn't functioning very well, there's so much material to get through. You know, it can be difficult to drill down. And I think in this day and age, people want to click and move very quickly from one place to another, from one topic to another. And I think the newer version, David, goes some way to achieving that.
Yeah, so I wonder if we can show the website on screen. So we invested quite a bit in search. We had like categorization. We had where you brought down menus, where you could jump into things. We had tagging, but we didn't until very recently have search. So I don't know whether we can show now the laptop. Perfect. So now you see the new search functionality. You can type whatever you want in here. It's actually real nice. It opens up as you start typing. So if we start typing polyp in here, we should get quite a few results, which is a good thing. And then you can start narrowing that down by different things. So you can narrow down by categories. You can narrow down by the types of course that we run here. The symposia, we do believe, and I think it's echoing what you both think, that the symposia are the flagship of the content that we create. Second probably comes the courses, and then comes everything else, including the webinars, I think it's fair to say. And so we put those intentionally down the side here so you can drill into them quickly. We also then let you filter by all the different types of courses. There's loads of ways you can skip between these pages, and you can very quickly jump into anything that you want. And actually, coming very soon is also the ability to filter your search by courses, filter your search by tags, and filter your search also by other stratifications that we have in terms of the packs and content packs, whatever. So I don't know what you two think about that. Do you like it? And what do you think it brings to the users of the platform?
Well, David, I have to say that sort of previously I did personally have some trouble finding things occasionally, and I have told you about that. But things have changed completely now. The website, the portal is much faster than it was. I can get to where I want to get to very, very quickly. And it's just so much better. And I'm so pleased that these improvements have been made.
I mean, the small things, I think, for some users will be really useful. So as you are typing there, David, the longer the string, the increased number of hits. And then if you narrow it down, you take words away, the videos, the number of videos available for that particular string will adjust to your typing, and it's almost instantaneous. And I think the point you made with the search facility down the left-hand side is also very important, because people want, you know, if you want to learn about a polyp cancer, for example, some people want to see a video of that polyp cancer. Other people want to have people having a discussion about polyp, and other people want to look at assessment. And we'll now be able to search for the independent things within that category, really.
And David, so one of the things that the way I use this is when I'm training trainees back at home or discussing things with my colleagues, I'm always referring them back to GIEQs. And now we'll open up the website and we'll just get to where we need to just much faster, and it's the more relevant material. And you know, I got very good feedback from my trainees of what they find.
I think the other thing to say, David, you were showing it there, the front end has changed aesthetically. And, you know, we live in an online media, digital media. And I think if you can click and see things and it's laid out very nicely, it has an appeal. And I think we have improved that appeal significantly with the changes.
Yeah, and I think the second thing I wanted to say before we move on to the next part about the website is the use of artificial intelligence. Now I want to declare up front, and I think we have done in all our communication and on the front of the site, that we are using generative AI for our site. We had a huge problem before in terms of just the volume of content on the platform, and its accessibility was low. I think its accessibility was low because it's just a video. There's a 1.5 hour video. It contains, if you are willing to invest time, this contains absolute gold dust of information. But how do you access that? Like if you are presented with a site, 800, 1.5 hour videos, where do you start? And where do you finish? And where do you invest your users' very precious time? And I think the answer to that now is that we have generated, via the transcripts of these videos, we have generated summaries, we have generated descriptions, we have generated, and they may not always be completely accurate, but I don't think that matters, because that gives you a window into what's in the video. And there may be some typos. The names may not be spelled correctly. You may find that EMR is not correctly translated by the, but it does give you a very nice overview of what's in the video. And also, because the tagging is roughly curated, you still get a relatively medicalized view of what's in the video. But also, the chaptering is done by AI, so you can nicely jump between sections. And it may not be perfect, and I don't think we claim that it's perfect, but it's still a very nice way of jumping into this stuff. So I do believe, and I don't know what you two think, I'd be interested in your opinion, that the use of AI in this situation has revolutionized the platform. It means that there are people who read. There are people who like to watch. There are people who just like to scroll down a page, quickly see, is this for me or not? And then they can invest their time in that content or not. And I think that is what we've brought to the platform. So stage 2 was discuss, okay, we had a year just now of extreme amounts of content creation. I think we can summarize that we did a lot of webinars, we did a lot of courses, and I'm interested in your views as to what were the highlights for you of the last year.
Well, David, I think for me, the highlights were inviting well-known opinion leaders to come, as it were, a sort of video podcast, if you like. And it's sort of what we were trying to do is duplicate a sort of meet the expert breakfast meeting that we have at various meetings that we go to or have gone to. And I thought it was very interesting format. I think it allows discussion, getting into some detail and probing the experts' views on grey areas, etc. And I just thought they were fantastic. And we had 3 very well-known, very well-respected people helping us with this. And I found it very enjoyable and very informative.
So if you can show the site again in the studio, we can show those 3. So here was one with Evelyn Decker, but you also had 2 other ones, one with Ian Gralnick from Israel and one with Mikhail Kaminsky. And they can all be found in here. You can see the 2 of Professor Kaminsky and Evelyn Decker just here. So this is how you're navigating. I already have the one from Evelyn Decker open here. And then you can scroll through and quickly see what Roland's talking about if you look here. I mean, John, they say that copying is the nicest form of flattery. I've noticed some more of these popping up since we did this. Yeah. Is that something that you've noticed as well?
I have as well, but I think that the point I would take from this, David, is firstly, we were very honoured to have the people come. And if you haven't watched these things, they're well worth a look. Because I think if you look at the portfolio of educational material, I think what we've done this year is fill some of the gaps. And the gap here is you take a well-known subject, you take someone who is highly knowledgeable in this field and is an active researcher in this field and has published in this field. And not only do you review some of the key moments they have contributing to that literature, but also you get a chance to quiz on the grey areas, which don't have any evidence base and don't really have any and have a significant impact on your practice. And you get a chance to quiz someone who's got a detailed background as to what they would do in a scenario that maybe isn't covered by the literature. So I think they give a lot more than an overview of their research in the topic. I think we got the grey bit in between, and I think that's only going to continue. And we've obviously got plans for future webinars with experts, and I think they fill a niche.
David, can I just build on that? I often say that one of my favourite sort of external meetings is the WHO Colorectal Cancer Screening Committee meeting. And the reason I like it so much is all the right people are in the room to have the discussion. So the level of discussion that you're going through is so much more informative, so much better. And really, we are reproducing it in this format. We're reproducing that experience in this format.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I must say I really enjoyed the experience of all three. So if you haven't seen them, go out there. You can look at them now. You can look at them in the breaks, whenever you want. If you want to subscribe to them individually, you're welcome, or get a Geeks Pro subscription to view them all. John?
Yeah,
what were your highlights of the year?
Yeah, so my highlights of the year, David, is I think we moved on. Our platform showed best practice technique, deconstructed technique, teaching and training. Then we took the courses and we take people and train them live online. So that's a big deal. What the webinars then did was take a topic which we will have covered as part of the training aspect, and it can be on polyp assessment, it can be on resection practice, whatever it happens to be. And the webinars really pull that apart and to a high degree of detail, which supported the knowledge you were providing on the courses. And I just thought we populated those very well throughout the year. I thought they filled a huge amount of gaps. But the coup de grace for me, I think, this year was the fact that we have recognized that there is advanced practice going on every day. So everyday endoscopy for the everyday endoscopist, we're making things better here. But actually we recognize that every day for some people it means quite complicated things, and we've just begun to tackle that. And my favorite session probably was the introduction to ESD. It wasn't called that, but that's essentially what it was, where I thought the team here pulled together some fantastic resource. So if you want to know where to start with ESD, they had some fantastic slides on how to do it, the practicality, some of the background to it. And of course, then we had the practical hands-on as well, teaching that skill. And it's not for everyone. I appreciate that, but people are increasingly asking us for something other than basic.